So as you might expect, starting this car takes a little more effort than it does with a car nowadays, which we're going to get ready to do right here so we can take it out for a drive. So first thing that we do here, get over on this side of the engine. You'll see here that we have single updraft carburetor. Here's your exhaust manifold and everything. You'll notice all the effort that was made trying to get some of the heat from the exhaust pipe over to the carburetor. The fuel at the time was quite bad, and a lot of preheating had to be involved in order to get the cars to run properly. Nowadays that's not so much of an issue, but Nash prided itself back then on the setup of its carburetors to do this. You'll notice up here too we have the oil can. As advanced as this engine was for the time, it did not have pressure lubrication to the rocker arms or push rods. So they recommended every 150 miles or so that you take that oil can, remove the valve cover, and oil everything up manually. And there's a couple other spots on here too that can be oiled with that as well. And it's just motor oil that's kept in there. Alright, so to get this thing ready to go, first thing we need to do is turn on our gas supply here. And that just admits fuel to the fuel bowl. Alright, we climb in here. Alright, next thing we do here is we set our spark advance, retard that almost all the way back, and set our throttle about halfway. Of course, we check and make sure the car's in neutral. Choke, definitely have to be delicate with that. We pull it out all the way to start. Turn our ignition on, and you'll notice that the ammeter shows that we've got discharge, which is good. Then we give it a crank. Advance our spark. Give it a little throttle to get it to warm up. You'll notice that I backed off that choke right away. If you don't do that, it will very easily flood the engine. So we leave it out a little bit just so it can warm up some. Very quiet running engine, very smooth. Fairly cold out here today. The oil in the car is pretty thick, so our oil pressure is pretty high, but as the car warms up that'll come down some.